if you can, share a little bit about your method, because it is unique. It is a slightly different approach to what most people would probably do. Like you and I were chatting about this before we jumped on, and I mean, I think it'll be valuable for the guys to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So the rapid close method is built on building on what the prospect last said, right? So instead of just following a path of questions that is like, like scripted out for you, of course you're going to be hitting on those questions anyways, but you want to let the prospect's answers to your questions dictate the next question that you're going to ask, using things like active listening, mirroring, labeling, paraphrasing, etc., right? To really make the prospect feel heard, trusted, and instead of making it feel like a interrogation, right, it's more of a conversation, and the prospect is happy to open up in that way. Also, lots of devil's advocacy, right? Like really using reverse sales not as a tactic, but as genuine questioning to find out why it doesn't make sense for the prospect to stay where they are or to do an alternative option, and why it makes sense for them to work with you, right? So that's what discovery looks like with the rapid close method. Then with the pitch, we want to keep it super short, super sweet, tie in what they said directly to what the program or product that you're selling actually looks like and does. And the secret sauce is with the objection handling. We use a framework. It's called the DD&I framework. I came up with it myself. If you're in my program, you'll find out what that acronym stands for, right? Or maybe one day I'll sacrifice it for free. But basically, this is the best sequence to get the prospect to forfeit their reasons for why they don't want to do this, tell you a scenario in which they would end up doing this, and basically you're having the prospect tell you how they want to be closed. And you're able to use what they say, you give your way in, and that's how you ultimately get the sale in that.
I love it. And you obviously also have, and we were chatting about this earlier also, you have a slightly different approach, because obviously some people, they'll bring people in, they'll educate them, they'll give them some frameworks, they'll give them some scripts, and they chuck them on the phones. Like, go. You're a setter and closer now, like be free. Like go make money. But obviously you have a slightly different approach to that. Like, do you want to share a little bit about what you're looking at from that perspective as well?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So it is by no means the case that you absolutely have to be a setter before you're a closer, but it just depends, right? It depends on what you're on what baseline you're coming in with, what your natural sales chops are, right? So like as an example, let's say that someone is coming into my program and they are already a closer. They just want to get better at closing and they want to get placed on a gig. More likely than not, we're not going to put them into a setter position once they finish the program, because they've already had sales experience, right? But there are some complete newbies that just have natural sales chops and learn really fast and sound really good, that they go through my program and they don't have to be setters before they can be closers, right? And the businesses that I place them with, they trust me that I'm not going to give them someone that's going to be a scrub. So they know that as long as someone has actually went through my program, right, they've done the role plays, they've done the reps, that they can trust them on the phones. Now, in some cases, someone is not ready to be a closer right away, and that's okay, right? Someone will want to make some money before they actually dial in every part of the program and before they sound perfect on the phone. So in that case, we do put them on as a setter, right? And they get to choose between being a phone setter, a DM setter, right? And then through DM setting, there's outbound DM setting, inbound DM setting, right? Two completely different things. Through phone setting, you could do outbound dialing or you could do inbound triage. So they have a lot of options, and whatever they choose, there's a different set of trainings that they have to complete in order to get there. But the beauty is that that will actually give them the reps that they need while they train up closing to then really easily transition into closing if that's the path that they take.